Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. No one expected the nation's most composed superstar to break down in tears. Not on stage, not in a drama, but at his own front door. What could possibly make Wang Yibo, the man known for his unshakable calm, cry like a child? The answer? A secret plan, months in the making, led by none other than his closest friend, Xiao Zhan, and the woman who knows him best, his mother. This is not just a reunion. It's a story about friendship, healing, and the extraordinary lengths people go to bring someone back to life emotionally. You don't want to miss this. Wang Yibo has long been admired as the kind of celebrity who never cracks under pressure. Whether dancing on stage with unmatched precision, performing complex acting roles with quiet intensity, or facing interviews with unwavering poise, he has consistently shown the world a calm, controlled image. Someone who seems untouchable by chaos or doubt. To fans across the globe, he appeared almost invincible. But what most people never realized is that behind the polished exterior, behind the perfect posture and rehearsed smile, was a man quietly unraveling. In the world of entertainment, it is often those who shine the brightest who bear the heaviest burdens in silence. For Yibo, the pressure didn't just come from the endless filming schedules or the scrutiny of millions online. It came from the constant expectation to be everything. A flawless performer, a role model, a son, a friend without faltering. And over time, that weight began to wear him down. His close circle started to notice the changes first. Not dramatic outbursts or public breakdowns, but the small things. Missed calls, shorter messages, fewer laughs in conversations. There was a distance in his eyes that even the most perfectly edited photos couldn't hide. And yet, he said nothing. He kept showing up, smiling for the cameras, delivering excellence, even as something inside him quietly faded. What makes Yibo's story so heartbreakingly human is that his silence was not weakness. It was resilience. He believed that speaking up would be a burden to others, that stepping back would disappoint the fans who had supported him for years. So he endured. He buried his exhaustion beneath work. He told himself it was just a phase, just something to push through. But the truth is, when you lock away your feelings for too long, they don't disappear. They pile up behind your ribcage, behind your smile, until one day, even the smallest gesture of care can knock it all loose. This is the version of Wang Yibo that the world rarely sees. The one who is not just a star, but a son struggling to stay emotionally connected to his family. A friend slowly retreating from those who care. A young man who needed someone to see past the performance and ask, sincerely, "Are you really okay?" And that's what makes the story of what followed. The surprise dinner, the tears, the quiet reunion. So incredibly powerful, because it revealed something many of us forget. That even the strongest need softness. Even the most admired sometimes need to fall apart, just for a moment, to remember who they are underneath the applause. In Wang Yibo's silence, there was pain. But in his tears, there was finally release. And maybe, just maybe, the beginning of healing. In a world where fame often builds walls instead of bridges, the quiet collaboration between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's mother, Ms. Wang, came as an extraordinary act of empathy, one that neither the media nor fans could have predicted. For years, the relationship between Yibo and his mother had grown quietly strained, eroded not by conflict but by distance. Physical, emotional, and perhaps even generational. The ever-spinning world of celebrity had drawn him away from the gentle rhythms of home, from the warm but fragile bond that tethered him to his roots. Ms. Wang, a figure almost invisible in the public eye, had long watched her son drift further into the machinery of stardom. She saw it in the way he spoke less, came home rarely, and carried a weariness in his voice that even her most comforting words could not touch. Still, she waited. Like so many mothers, she hoped that one day he might return, not just to the house, but to her heart. Enter Xiao Zhan. Their history had been layered with complexity. Once close co-stars, the two had drifted apart. Not because of animosity, but because the world around them demanded it. Public opinion, fan culture, professional pressures, all played a role in pushing them into separate orbits. But Xiao Zhan had always seen something in Yibo that went deeper than image or performance. He recognized the quiet pain, the fatigue masked by discipline, the emotional walls built out of necessity, not choice. What Xiao Zhan did next was nothing short of remarkable. He reached out not to Yibo but to Ms. Wang. It was a gesture that could have easily been misunderstood. But it was born not out of pity, nor spectacle, but something deeper, concern. The two began with awkward conversations, hesitant and cautious. Yet slowly, something surprising began to take root. They shared stories, worries, memories. Over time, trust replaced hesitation. It was as if the love they both had for the same person built a silent bridge between them. Xiao Zhan didn't just listen, he acted. He asked about Yibo's favorite meals as a child. He learned family traditions. He spent hours mastering recipes, not for show, but for meaning. Together, he and Ms. Wang began planning something more than just a dinner. They crafted a moment, carefully, lovingly, that might finally pierce the emotional armor Yibo had worn for so long. It was an alliance forged not in headlines or strategy, but in quiet compassion. Xiao Zhan had no guarantee it would work. He risked misunderstanding, criticism, even rejection. But he did it anyway, because real friendship, the kind that endures beyond fame, is rarely easy and often silent. It exists in acts of service, in listening without judgment, in caring when no one is watching. What they built was more than a meal. It was a message that no matter how far someone strays from home, love can still find a way back. Sometimes, all it takes is one unlikely alliance, one brave act of hope, to begin the journey. There are moments in life that pass quietly, almost unnoticed. And then there are moments so powerful, so exquisitely timed, that they leave a mark forever. For Wang Yibo, the surprise dinner waiting for him that evening was not simply a meal. It was an intervention of the soul, wrapped in warmth, memory, and the silent language of love. He had returned to his family home in Luoyang expecting nothing more than a brief visit, perhaps even a hollow one. The kind of obligatory reunion that happens when the calendar allows, but not necessarily the heart. Yet as he stepped through the door, something immediately felt different. The air itself carried a scent he hadn't breathed in years. A delicate, familiar aroma that transported him instantly back to childhood. A dish, a spice, a memory. The dining room, once a modest and quiet space, had been transformed. The table was set with precision, draped in soft light, surrounded by objects that spoke of the past. His childhood chopsticks, his favorite bowls, and the quiet sound of the same old record his mother used to play when he was a boy. The details were too intimate to be accidental. Then came the moment that shattered him. From the kitchen emerged Xiao Zhan, casually dressed, holding a pot of soup so unmistakably familiar it took Yibo's breath away. It was that soup, the one only his mother could ever get right. Except this time, it wasn't just his mother who had prepared it. It was both of them, together. He stood frozen. The cool, composed artist the world had come to admire faltered beneath the weight of something far more human than fame: vulnerability. In front of him stood two people who, despite everything, distance, silence, the demands of celebrity, had chosen to meet him where he was hurting most. Not with questions, not with expectations, but with food, with love, with presence. Tears came before words could. Raw, silent, and undeniable. And in that moment, the years he had spent locked behind an emotional wall began to unravel. Not all at once, but enough to breathe. Enough to let in the warmth. What followed wasn't dramatic. It was simple. A quiet conversation with his mother that lasted longer than any they'd had in 2 years. Laughter, hesitation, honest silences. Xiao Zhan stepped aside, giving mother and son the space they hadn't known they needed, continuing to serve, not as a star, but as a friend. That night, something shifted, not just for Yibo, but for everyone who witnessed it. It wasn't just about healing a relationship. It was about reminding a man who had given everything to the world that he still had a place where he was simply a son, where he was known not by headlines or roles, but by taste, by memory, by heart. And that dinner, cooked with intention and served in love, changed everything. For nearly 30 minutes, no cameras, no scripts, just raw, honest conversation between a son and his mother. Yibo opened up about the isolation he'd been feeling. He spoke of the crushing expectation, the pressure to remain perfect, and how he felt like a passenger in his own life. Xiao Zhan, quietly present, supportive, only chimed in when needed, giving space for the mother-son bond to rebuild in real time. What started as a meal became a turning point. That evening, Yibo made a promise to prioritize mental health, slow down when needed, and reconnect with the things that made him feel alive. In a moment of heartfelt vulnerability, he even hugged his mother for the first time in over 2 years, a moment that left everyone in the room in tears, including Xiao Zhan. Thought balloon bonus insight. What fans didn't know. Here's something even the tabloids missed. Xiao Zhan had been learning to cook Yibo's childhood favorites every weekend for a month, guided on video calls by Ms. Wang. They burnt dumplings. They laughed. They cried. They weren't just cooking food. They were restoring a family. Brain reflection. Why this moment matters. Emotional perspective. This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a reminder. No matter how strong someone appears, they may still need saving. And sometimes, the most powerful acts of love come not with grand gestures, but with a warm bowl of soup, a familiar face, and the courage to knock on a door that's been closed too long. So, what do you think? Was this the most heartfelt moment in C-pop history? Did Xiao Zhan cross a line? Or did he save his friend's soul? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one. Backhand index pointing right. If you believe in real friendship, in healing, and in second chances, hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you won't miss more exclusive stories like this. Only here on Star Watch Now. From heart to heart. Thank you for watching. Stay kind. Stay inspired. And remember, even stars need someone to guide them home.